Good afternoon, Chair Doherty and members of the committee, and thank you for taking this time with us. I'm going to keep my portion very brief because I've spoken with many of you, and I'll probably speak with the rest of you tomorrow. My name is Ramond Curtis. I am a combat war veteran, and I am the State Policy Manager for Veterans Education Success, a nonprofit veterans service organization that advocates for public policy to ensure that veterans' higher education success and to protect and defend the integrity and the promise of the GI Bill. Now, on this day, March 20th of 2019, the 16th anniversary of the invasion of Iraq War, I would like to read the testimony of an Iraq War veteran who is from Oregon and was not able to be here today, but wanted to share his testimony. Good morning, Chair Doherty and the members of the Education Committee. My name is Ryan Preston, and I am an Army combat veteran who deployed to Iraq in 04-05. I signed up and attended Everett College from January 2008 to 2010. What drew me in was the promise of small class sizes as I was suffering from PTSD from my deployment to Iraq. The thought of large groups in public universities caused great anxiety. I was told that Everett College had a solid reputation in the local criminal justice community and finding employment would be easy. 5 years later, I am still unemployed in my field of study. It wasn't until a year into my studies that I learned that Everest lacked national accreditation, leaving me near optionless for counting my degree as training if I chose to relocate to another part of the country or try to attend most other colleges. Grudgingly, I continue as I had already completed the program. Upon completion, I was promised the ability to review courses for my life, access to facilities, and job placement assistance for life as an alumni perk. I received a total of 2 online job leads, and then the university reps tried forcing me to sign a release of liability so they would not be obligated to assist me in finding employment. I refused. From then on, career services would not help me or return phone calls. This ordeal lasted 6 months until I gave up. I feel Everett College stole most of my GI Bill, causing irreparable damages. Thank you for allowing me to testify on this very important issue, and I look forward to seeing it pass into law. Now I'd like to pass it on to...
Good afternoon. My name is Betty Fish Ferguson, and I'm a retired Navy nurse and a proud member of American Legion Pioneer Post 149 here in Salem. I'm also on a National American Legion Committee for Veterans Education and Employment. It is through this committee that I became aware of this issue that they monitor constantly. I also became aware of the strides that Oregon is taking to close this 90-10 loophole through House Bill 2976. It is astounding to hear about the unscrupulous practices from predatory, fly-by-night, for-profit educational institutions. The thought of veterans being an easy mark for squandering their precious GI Bill benefits away after serving so successfully is unconscionable. After hearing some of the stories that have come forth about veterans being unable to graduate, receiving certificates that won't make them employable, or do not meet the criteria for certification through their professional ruling body, something needed to be done. In January 2019, 49 state attorney generals recouped $500 million just from one for-profit college chain for defrauding students. That's just an example of how pervasive this is. I represent the entire department, American Legion in Oregon, and Commander Tom Harris in support of House Bill 2976 in closing this 90-10 loophole. I ask for your support today as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chair Doherty, members of the committee, my name is Jay Hernandez. I'm a United States Marine. I am a former student of University of Phoenix. And as Rep. Evans said, I am one of those minority of the United States that joined the military to make something successful of my life. Born to an illiterate father and a legally blind mother, I was raised with very little options for success. And I found my pathway with the United States Marine Corps. Fast forward to the end of my enlistment, I was being hounded by University of Phoenix multiple times per day to ask to register or to kind of see where my trajectory was with education. A year after I exited the military, I was working construction because I couldn't find any type of quality employment. So I decided to go back to school. However, during that time period, I found that if I went to school all online versus going to an institution and working full-time doing the construction that I was doing. I would make a better income than what I was trying to make. A year later, I transitioned out of construction due to injuries caused by the military, and I went to transfer to Clackamas Community College. This is where I became a student veteran advocate working in the Veterans Resource Center. Come to find out, when I had my academic evaluation, of the 22 and a half credits that I earned with the University of Phoenix, none of them transferred over. So I was literally stagnant in my success for a year where I thought I was making progress. Now I'm a graduate of Merrillhurst University, barely making it out with my liberal arts degree before their closure. And it's been about 6 years since I've been out of the military. And about a month and a half ago, come to think about it, I was approached again by University of Phoenix asking me if I would be interested in their bachelor's programs. And I told them that I was completed with my bachelor's program in September and that I did not find their education to be of quality. And then they proceeded to offer a master's program to me. So it was a little less than polite, but I turned them down on their offer. And so now I'm here today, being a veteran that has had a volatile transition, and I haven't found success 6 years after I've transitioned out of the military. And being in social services, I've seen the impact that some of these institutions have. Currently, I'm working with a veteran as, I work with Eastern Seals Oregon's Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program with the Oregon Employment Department, and right now I am helping a veteran that's earned a master's from Keller Institution, and since they lost their accreditation, he's been lost. He's trying to find IT work, and he does not have any options available to him because he's not accredited any longer. Though he did the coursework, though he put in the time, and though he's done many contracts in IT, he still can't find work. Though I can only speak on my experiences and on some of the experiences that some of my brothers and sisters have been experiencing. I know that up until last week, I didn't know what this 90-10 loophole was, but I definitely see the value in protecting other service members like me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm sure you were very polite to them because Marines are always polite.
We try.
The Navy's laughing there. Thank you. Any questions? Representative Rudin.
Thank you, Chair Doherty. I think I'm the only veteran on the panel here, so I feel compelled to say something. And first of all, thank you for being here today, and of course, thank you for your service. I'm not sure where to start because it just makes me so angry. It's for a couple of reasons. One, the way you were treated. And another that I'm really kind of upset is we don't do a better job of welcoming veterans. You should be greeted as you get out of the service. You should be coached into a good career path. And apparently we're not doing a very good job of that if these private schools can pull off this sort of a shenanigans.
Sure.
So really angry about that. So hope this bill can help. But I also hope that the state can figure out a better way of, I don't want to use the word taking advantage, but acknowledging the skills and the experience that veterans bring to our state. My God, you have such fantastic training in technical skills and teamwork and leadership and, this life experience. And we're not doing a good job because instead of 6 years ago, we should have been getting taxes out of you 3 years ago. So, it's just, I want to support everything you're doing. And we had a great chat yesterday. So bless you for doing this and hope we can work together.
Thank you. Representative Hill.
Thank you, Chair Doherty. First, thank you for your service. And I wanted to ask, is there anyone to help you guys get coached through the GI Bill when you're applying for it and where to go and the pitfalls to look for?
So as a student veteran advocate, I learned that there are some resources, and it's dependent on whether your institution actually has an active Veterans Resource Center. It just so happens that I fell into the line of Clackamas County, and I attended Clackamas Community College, a nationally ranked Veterans Resource Center. And I found that there are coaches there that are able to tell you the nuances if you are a National Guardsman or if you're a dependent or a dependent of a National Guardsman or active duty, and all the variations. However, with the University of Phoenix, it was, I took the understanding that since they were a for-profit, that they did all the paperwork for me and they had all the knowledge. And a few times they asked me if I wanted to take out student loans, but being the person that I am and coming from the background that I came from, I knew I didn't want to incur any debts while doing so. So it depends on the institution, and it depends on how active those veterans resources are on campus as well.
And if I may speak to this as well, when it comes to the specifically for-profit private colleges, because of, as he mentioned, it's the institution that sets up these programs to facilitate their student veterans' success. For-profit colleges have zero interest of their veterans' success. They have 100% interest in their veterans' enrollment. Their investment goes into enrolling and recruiting veterans. In fact, Veterans Education Success is working on a bill in California right now as well to close the 90-10 loophole. And we have a whistleblower from Ashford who is also a veteran who worked as a veteran recruiter at Ashford and is now working against Ashford's methods of recruiting veterans because they are deceptive, and the purpose is not to ensure your success, but to ensure that you get 100% of the GI Bill plus subsidized student loans, which is how veterans end up with student debt when they shouldn't.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Representative Wallen.
It's not really a question, but I'm on the Veterans Committee as is Representative Neron, and everything everyone has said squares up exactly with testimony we've heard in that committee on this same topic. Working on trying to make sure the Measure 96 money stays with veterans and ODVA, working on trying to make sure that the colleges in Oregon do have an active student advocate group. Also, to Rep. Reardon's point, we don't do a very good job welcoming service members back in Oregon. Some of that I've been told, because I've been asking this question, because my son came back and didn't have very good greeting. Not bad, just kind of left to flounder. And it's a little difficult trying to make those connections, because you don't want to tell people what to do, and maybe VFW is good, maybe American Legion is good, and you never know, and maybe the county is where they need to go, maybe the state, ODVA, and so it's a little disjointed because that's the nature of the beast, but definitely in that committee we're trying to see what we can do to put some resources into that. So I just wanted to let you know that we're actually looking at, we're thinking about that and looking at it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And as my dad was in the Coast Guard for 30 years, and he retired on a Friday and walked into the Bank of California on a Monday. He had 2 days off before he became a civilian. So anyway, but thank you very much. Any other questions? Representative Lancilion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you all three for being here. I've worked in education for most of my professional career, and this topic has come up. And, you know, how do you make for-profit institutions be more mindful of our folks who, if you're a first-generation college student, you don't know how to navigate the education system, and they're taking advantage of that. That really bothers me. My baby brother is also a Marine, and he got to come home and had Big Sister to walk him through that process. And now he has a business degree. But not everybody has a Big Sister who knows how to navigate the education system. So I agree with this bill. We need to do something about it and make sure that other folks who serve our country are better served in respect to their education. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, this is the last person to sign up, so with that, I close the public hearing on House Bill 2976. Representative Reardon, real quickly, I want to let you know that the deadline for all of the bills to be worked is April 8th. And so we are planning a later session to work at night on April 3rd, which is a Wednesday. So if you could let Alethea know what your availability is on the 3rd. And then also, not only that, if you look on OLIS, all of the agendas are posted through April 8th. The deadline to read here, do everything, is April 9th. So again, we lose another day because we've got to get everything done on the 8th. So if you please let Alethea know your availability on the 9th or on the 3rd. I'm looking at maybe going till 7 o'clock and seeing how many bills we can work through. Because what the reality is if we don't get all the bills worked through the 8th, they die. So we want to make sure we get them through. Okay, thank you very much. With that, I adjourn House Education.
Thank you.